Here, if you are just joining us, we are following breaking news. A shooting suspect, a mass shooting suspect, still on the loose tonight following a shooting in Midtown.
In a medical facility in the North Side Midtown location around lunchtime. We've been bringing you uninterrupted live coverage since 12:45 as the search continues right now for the man police say shot 5 women. One of them died. This is who they're looking for. This is 24-year-old Dion Patterson. 11 Live's Cody Alcorn reporting that he originally arrived at the urgent care and family medicine facility on West Peachtree in Midtown with his mother. Atlanta police say shots were fired at 12:08. One person is dead, 4 others hurt, 3 in critical condition right now at Grady Hospital. All the victims are women. It happened on the 11th floor inside a medical waiting room. Nurses and lab techs were there as it happened and tried to help the victims. The shooter is still on the loose. Right now, the search is focused in Cobb County, where they believe he went after he carjacked a car in Midtown. We have confirmed Patterson was with the U.S. Coast Guard, discharged in January of this year. We don't know why he was discharged, but Coast Guard confirms that he was part of the Coast Guard since 2018.
And we know the victims range in age from 25 to 71 years old. And just minutes ago, we got some video in from our viewer. A lot of you have been sending us videos from your vantage points. Marcus took this video over that initial scene in Midtown. You can see more than a dozen emergency vehicles there, and perhaps even more notable is the lack of people on the sidewalks or in driving in vehicles, just because there was a shelter in place. In effect, thousands of people told to find cover.
Take a look at this video right outside of Truist Park at a construction site. Dozens of police officers running out, weapons in hand. This really speaks to the intensity of the search as they gathered new information. We're running literally on tips. All of these officers jumping into cars. This was within about the last hour or so, and then screeching down the road to the next location. We have heard from Cobb County and Atlanta PD. They've been getting lots of tips in, some false alarms, but they are following up on every lead, looking for a man they say is armed and dangerous. There is a $10,000 reward for information leading to his capture.
And during this time, a lot of employees, a lot of parents have been getting those texts that you never want to receive, saying that, you know, this business, this condominium, this school is under lockdown, and just kind of a parent's worst nightmare when you have that feeling of not being able to go pick up your child right away. And Senator Raphael Warnock was one of those parents who got one of those texts while he was on the Senate floor. We recorded that clip, what he had to say today. Take a watch.
My own 2 children were on lockdown this afternoon. I have 2 small children, and their schools were on lockdown responding to this tragedy. And they are there, I'm here, hoping and praying that they are safe. But the truth is, none of us is safe. As a pastor, I'm praying for those who are affected by this tragedy, but I hasten to say that thoughts and prayers are not enough. And in fact, it is a contradiction to say that you are thinking and praying and then do nothing. It is to make a mockery of prayer. It is to trivialize faith. We pray not only with our lips, we pray with our legs. We pray by taking action. And still there are those who want to convince us that this is the cost of freedom. To them we have to say no.
Senator Warnock talking as a senator, as a father, you know, and as a pastor. And this will be part of a conversation in days to come, but right now the focus is just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together of what happened, why it happened, and what happens next as this man is still on the run. Yeah, our Cody Alcorn live now for us. Cody, you've been trying to put those pieces of the puzzle together. You've spoken to people who were witnesses to this horrific shooting. I mean, what have you been able to parse together when it comes to this timeline and this story?
I think this is just one of those cases that, not much could have prevented what happened this morning from what we've been able to gather from nurses who worked in there, from witnesses we've talked to, my colleagues have talked to, that it appears that for some reason this mother brought her 24-year-old son to the 11th floor of Northside Hospital for some type of treatment to see him for some reason. At some point, there was some bickering going on and shots were fired. And as you mentioned, 5 innocent victims were shot this afternoon in this hospital waiting room. We do know 1 died on the scene. Those other 4 victims at the hospital, 3 in critical condition. So a lot of prayers out for them, and a lot of prayers out for the men and women right now on the ground tracking down this suspect. He's already shot 5 people according to APD. So they are not taking any chances that he is still armed. He's extremely dangerous. In fact, so much so, he has a $10,000 bounty out right now for anyone who sees him to turn him in, because they also don't want this man to hurt himself. We don't know if he's going through a mental health crisis at this point, but obviously something triggered 24-year-old Dion Patterson to have him open fire in this hospital. And we can tell you, state, federal, and local agencies are right now helping AP to track down this man. And the best news could be they put him into custody here sooner rather than later. Back to you.
We'll be hoping for that, Cody. Thank you. We continue to follow this breaking news right now at 6. Want to re-rack things for you. The search still underway for a man